Welcome to the Alternative Dog Moms Podcast. I'm Kimberly Gauthier, creator of Keep the Tail Wagging. I've been blogging about raw feeding, pet wellness, and life as a crazy dog mom for more than 10 years. I've seen massive improvements in my dog's health since I began raising my dogs naturally, and I'm passionate about sharing my experience to help other pet parents.
I'm Erin Scott from the Believe in Dog podcast. For more than 10 years, I've been researching and learning everything I can about healing cancer, allergies, autoimmune, and mystery illnesses in both my dogs and myself. And I can't wait to share with you everything I've learned in case it could help you too. As the Alternative Dog Moms, Kimberly and I are bringing you all the latest dog health news that we're following and the brilliant people we're meeting along the way. Now let's get started. Hello, Kimberly.
Hello, Erin.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's our annual Thanksgiving Eve with an alcoholic beverage episode.
Oh, gosh, I almost spilled my drink. That would have just sucked. Put it over here where it's safe.
So we're both drinking Mamamango this year.
Yes, it is so delicious.
It's my favorite thing in the whole world, man.
I mean, I bought mine, back in before 4th of July somewhere?
Oh, that long ago?
Yeah, when you were talking about it then. And I was just like, I'm going to have it then. Or gosh, have I had this? No, I haven't had it for a year. No, I think I might have had this for a year.
That's what I was wondering.
Because I got it for New Year's. That's when I got it. I got it because I was going to drink it on New Year's last year. I didn't, clearly.
So good. Well, I haven't really had much alcohol since coming home from Hawaii because it was like messing up my sleep and giving me hot flashes because I'm an old lady now.
Yes, I know. It's just the worst. All the stuff that it cracks me up because I think about like my life 20 years ago because I've been on my job for actually it'll be 22 years next year.
Wow.
So let's just round up and say 22 years ago. 22 years ago, I used to wear 3-inch heels, and I didn't just do it at the job. I used to do it all the time, like
Oh my God.
boots, shoes, everything. I had a collection, a ridiculous collection of shoes where my condo had a closet that was just for my shoes and jewelry, handbags, clothing. I mean, when I bought my condo, I had to get a 2-bedroom condo, not because I wanted a guest room, but because I needed space for my clothes. And that was what I was all about. And today, I used to get my nails done like on a regular. In fact, the place that I go well, it's not recently, but there was a time whenever I was in Bellevue, I would stop by just to say hi because they all remembered me. And, but I got my nails done there all the time. I would get my hair done on a regular schedule. I had my hairstylist that, he would do my hair. And I mean, my goodness, I was high maintenance. And today, it's like my nails, you would think that I bite my nails. They're so short.
Yeah, mine are a mess. Mine are just always breaking. Oh,
I
I messed this one up the other day at work. It's like all purple looking.
Oh, it's just like, my I have grays and I got rid of all my high heels. I usually wear, what I love is anything that I can just slip my foot into is as long as I was at Costco. I mean, you're older when your outfit is basically Costco. When Costco is a place you go and you look down and realize, and usually when I look down, I'm either head to toe Costco or like today, I'm head to toe Save a Mutt because the t-shirt is Save a Mutt, the hoodie is Save a Mutt, I have pajama pants on right now, they're Save a Mutt. But yeah, I was standing at a table at Costco, or no, I was standing in the shoe aisle and I'm talking to this woman and we're talking about whether or not these shoes were comfortable. And I was like, yes, I have those. I was like, they're not walking shoes, but they're great for running errand shoes. And so they're like, oh, okay. And we're all like, oh, that's exactly what I need. Oh, no, I need da 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 da. And we're having these conversations about the Skechers basically at Costco. And yeah, so that's my life now. It's quite different with dogs.
Yeah, all of my shoes are now recommended by my chiropractor. I have to get, like, the wide toe box, zero drop shoe with, like, the natural foot movement thing, and I have all these different brands so that I can have kinda, like, dressy sneakers. Oh my god, I had to go to, the funeral recently for my grandmother. She's 101, who she just passed away this month, and, yeah, I had to wear, like, dressy black sneakers because I don't really have any other shoes anymore. And I was like, "Oh god, my mom's gonna kill me."
Well, I have tons and tons of ballet slippers or ballet shoe type shoes. And apparently, I didn't realize that they had gone out of style and now they're coming back again.
That's
And
how
I'm
long
like,
you've
"Oh,
had
well,
'em.
good," because I have tons of them, and those are my dressy shoes. And there's a company here called Shoes for Crews, and they're basically shoes that, nurses order shoes from
Oh,
them
right,
and
right.
workers, and our company has an account with them. And so we as employees can order our shoes from Shoes for Crews, and we can get a discount. And so they actually do have nice shoes, and they're very comfortable. So I have a few pairs of loafers from Shoes from Crews. And you know that they're shoes from Cruise because if you look at the sole, they're basically like outdoor shoes. I mean, they're very comfortable and very nice. But yeah, I was talking to coworkers today and I was just like, I can't make it out of the house in high heel shoes because by the time I walk around a little bit and get down to the front door, it's like, okay, yeah, clearly this is not going to work for me. Let me go find something comfortable.
Yeah, boots with a heel were kind of like my last, like, trying to hold on to something with a heel, and then, like, I'd go to the chiropractor, she'd be like, "You wore heels." 'Cause she thinks it's solid in my low back, and so I've had to forgo the heels, man.
Yeah, I just want to be comfortable. I saw w- uh I've seen it on social media, and I think it was Carissa of Coco Therapy shared it, where they're asking people to stop coming to the airport in pajamas and slippers.
Oh my god, I guess I saw those.
And I'm just like, and I've seen this. I've actually seen someone come to the airport with a long t-shirt. Like she rolled out of bed and she slept in her boyfriend's t-shirt and realized she was running late and just threw on some shoes and grabbed her purse and came to the airport. So it's just like I've only seen that once, and that was to Vegas. And I feel like when you're going to Vegas, you just see
Yeah.
anything. But, I was commenting on her thing, like, it's like Marshalls has these jogger outfits, for $35. I have tons of them, and that's basically what I wear since I work from home, and I didn't want to get into the habit of just staying in pajamas all day. So I bought tons of those so that I could feel like I'm dressed and I'm put together and I can go around town and feel okay. But that's what I wear to the airport is one of my little coordinating jogger outfits. And I feel like, that is a sign of the times where, I want to be comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a, like, pajamas in public kinda girl. I'm a jeans girl. Like, I love wearing jeans. I will wear jeans anywhere, anytime, like, that it's appropriate or borderline appropriate. Like, I'll lay on the sofa in like, I love wearing jeans. They've always been very comfortable to me, and, like, I've just never been a, like, pajamas person, but, I also get, like, when we're being, like, frisked at security and having, borderline cavity searches and X-rays done, like, I'm not gonna wear a friggin' ball gown, like,
I
I'm
know.
just so, like, of all the things we're going to discuss in the world, of all of the things going on in this country, of all of the things, that's what you're gonna plant your flag on?
And
Like,
I have two thoughts on it because on one hand, I feel like women are particularly being targeted because
well, of course we are.
I
It's
never
the
see men at the
patriarchy at
airport.
work.
But then on the flip side, I'm like, I think we can do better, ladies. I don't think we need to show up at the airport with our curlers and our hair and then things like that. I mean, you can put something together. And then because I've done it where, like, when going to Super Zoo, arrive at Super Zoo comfortable. I wear an outfit that I know that I'll feel comfortable walking the floor in, but I have in my carry-on, I have my makeup and everything, and when I get to the hotel, I check my bags, and then I go into the bathroom, and I finish putting myself together, and then I can go and walk the floor. But it's just sort of like the pajamas yeah, I always thought of the pajamas around town was sort of like a teenager thing,
Yeah, yeah,
you
and
know,
although
that's
even when I was a teenager, I didn't or wouldn't
but,
have done
like,
that.
it's recently,
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what we see all the time, where
Like,
they
my
wear
nephew
pajamas
wears,
to
like, the
school.
big socks, and
Mhm.
apparently wearing, like, low-cut socks means I'm old, and
Socks are my kryptonite. I love socks so much, and I have an entire drawer full of socks, and it's organized by color in that it's organized by light, dark, and then colorful. And, I had a friend when we went on a trip together, and it was just like a weekend trip. We left, I think, on a Friday, and we were coming back on a Sunday, and, I packed, I think 9 pairs of socks, and she was just like, "Why?" And she was just going through my suitcase and
that's a lot of
pulling
stuff.
out. She was like, "Why?" And I was just like, "I don't know, but I I have I'm like I'm a big fan of socks, and I try not to buy socks because I have so many, but this year I did buy a couple packets of socks at Costco, of course, because, Buffy eats my things. And my trainer, Dayton, is always like, "Well, you know why she does it is 'cause it's has your
It's
scent on
there.
it." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's great." But she's destroying my socks. I mean, Doctor Barbara Royal gave me these really cool socks with bats on them for Halloween. One of them's destroyed. I mean, I'm going to sew it up because I really like those socks, but it's just like she destroys my socks, and so in fact, I came home earlier today because I was up until the middle of the night last night. I don't know why. I was up until, like, 1:30 in the morning and didn't realize it until I was doing something on my phone and it said Wednesday, and I was like, "It's not Wednesday," and then I was like, "Oh, crap. I gotta go to bed." But so I came home today from work and took a quick nap, and sure enough, I'm looking around for my socks, and they're in a little pile across the room because I mean, at least she didn't rip them apart. She just collected them and moved them, so we're making progress. I'm fine with her walking around with the sock in her mouth as long as she doesn't rip it to shreds.
Yeah. So here's a funny thing I should ask you about. So, because 'cause we're of a certain age, and, you know, if I travel with socks, it's because my mother, as a child, put the fear of God in me to never let my bare feet touch, like, a foreign surface. So it's like, if I'm in a hotel, I can't touch it's like the floor is lava.
What's on there?
Yeah, like, I don't wear flip-flops in the shower, but, like, I almost practically would, and I feel like there was, like, this terrifying fear of, like, foot fungus at some point in time that I guess younger people don't have, but yeah, it's like I'm scared to death, like, the floor is lava when I travel.
Well, and I'm not convinced that the hotel staff cleans as well as they could.
Oh, I 100% agree with that sentiment.
Because 1, I don't think they have the time, and 2, I think some of the stuff that they encounter is probably just disgusting, and so they wanna get in and out, and the reason why this was confirmed with well, there's a movie, Ocean's 13, I think it is, where they have a person who's at a hotel to review the hotel, and, they're, like, just torturing this poor man, and he he's in bed, and he's, like, feeling like something's weird in bed, and so he gets out and he puts on a black light, and there's just stuff
Oh
all
god,
over,
oh!
crawling around. It's one of those nightmares,
Oh god.
but, now that I put that thought into everyone's mind, I went and I will not name names, but I went on a trip with a friend who got a little, inebriated, as in she was drunk off her tail, and she basically frat boyed our bathroom,
Oh god. It was not
and
me.
I it was not Aaron, and I had to scrub the bathroom down to get it clean
Oh god.
because I mean, I was so we were both she felt terrible, and I was just like, "Ugh," and so she cleaned it up as much as possible, but we were like, "Oh, well, the the housekeeping will clean up. They did not. I don't
Okay.
even think they went into the bathroom. They might have wiped down the countertop or something, but that was it. But I ended up taking I used because I don't know, it was a time when we were really into essential oils. So both of us had tons of essential oils in our luggage. And I use essential oils and like shampoo and body soap and just scrub the floor because I was just like, if this how many times have I come into a bathroom and it's not clean? It just looks clean, and so, yeah, that's another thing with socks. Socks are protect my feet.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I promise we'll have something about dogs.
I know. Exactly. I mean, well, at least all the trips that, we were talking about have to do with dogs in the end, 'cause that's all I do,
True.
but so how are the dogs?
Pretty good. I got Daisy Girl here with me, and we've been working on her reactivity to bicycles with mixed results. And she does good on our exercises that we do around here. I think she has gotten better when we're out on walks and see bicycles, but that has not yet translated into, like, scooters or motorcycles, and
Yes.
it has also not translated into when she's riding in the car and sees a bicycle. 'Cause it was actually, like, a really nice day here today. It was, like, almost 70 degrees, and we saw, like, this pack of bicycle riders, and, like, she was just losing her mind. And, I came home and I just had to thank my husband for not being one of those guys that, like, wears weird colored spandex and stuff. So
I know. This is a time of year where it's cold because you were lucky with your 70. We're
well,
in the
it's supposed to be, like, 40 tomorrow, and it's already
Oh,
crazy
thank
windy
God. That
out
makes
right
me feel
now.
better because that's what it is here, and I feel like a complete wuss because besides when I'm in the midst of a hot flash, it is cold AF here, and I'm, like, miserable standing outside in the drizzly rain while my dogs, do what dogs do and, running around sniffing everything. And, I want them to living their best doggy life.
Yeah.
And, they don't if it doesn't bother them, I try not to let it bother me. But yeah, everyone's doing pretty good. Bella has I wish I would have brought it to show you. She has a new toy. We had I don't know what it was called, but it was a holiday craft fair. And this was a good one. You know how they have holiday craft fairs and you walk around and it's like, do people really buy these from you? Because this is crap, and I don't want your crap in my house, and that's so mean.
So I have to say that something like a holiday craft fair is not something I would attend because I don't really do holidays or crafts.
I'm the part well, I like the idea of holidays, and I like the idea of crafts. So, like, I have a whole painting kit, and I have tons of canvases because I would see the videos of the people painting and how easy it is, and I convinced myself that I can do the same thing. So I have all of that from last year, and I dug it all out because I'm going to start painting again. And this year, the big thing that I'm convinced I can do is crochet. And so I decided I'm gonna start crochet, and I bought a couple of kits and realized it's not as easy as opening a kit and just starting. So I'm gonna start with, like, making a washcloth and just go from there.
Like, I love
But
that other people do it, but,
yeah.
like, I'm just gonna read, and I'm not very good at, like, doing things. Like, if I just can't just, like, pick it up and do it and, like, be competent at it, it's
Yes.
like, I'd rather just read. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, like, feel like a failure about something else.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try really hard. But this craft fair, I mean, I've been to craft fairs where you walk around and most of it is just like, it's cool, but I'm not, especially because, when it's someone's an individual business, their products are gonna be more expensive. So it's one of those where I'm not paying that much for that. I mean, I think I would never say this to them, but it's expensive to buy these things, and it's things that I don't need or want, and I'm not very impressed. This craft fair, and there's another one that I've been to, and I'm hoping that they have it again this year, where it blows me away what people are able to do. And it's hard not to spend tons of money at these fairs. And in fact, I think I spent about almost $200
Oh my
at the
god.
crafts. Yeah, I know I have a problem. And to be honest, part of the stuff that I donated, like I donated half of that was a donation to the rescue because I'll look at her. I like how she just bites you. It's
Yeah.
like not, she's just like, I'm gonna take your arm.
She
I'm
just thinks hands are chew toys.
exactly. 'Cause Buffy likes to take my sleeve and guide me into
Mm,
other rooms. But, yeah, so, half of the money was a donation to my rescue because since I'm a board member, I get everything for free, but I feel guilty in the end because, like, this hoodie isn't cheap,
right.
and so then I'll just make a donation to say, "Here." And so I bought some stuff through and we had, like, $5 candles from this local woman who makes the most amazing candles, plus they're pet free and all of that and are pet safe.
Right, right.
So I bought tons of her candles and so that's where, half of the money went. And then the other half went to like, what is it? A crocheted Highland cow that this woman made, which it was so cute and I loved it. Another woman made this really beautiful piece of artwork. And I want to give it to Joni because it's like a woman with a mushroom hat.
Oh, wow.
And it's so cool, and so I thought I'd save it and give it to Joni next year. But those are the type of things where it's like, you look at these things and they look so simple, like, "I could do this," but I know I can't.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it's so beautifully done,
I know
and
that I can't.
and this was like a ballroom full of just creative people who were like, "Oh my gosh, I got blueberry honey and raspberry honey." Now,
Ooh,
I am a
that's my
blackberry
speed.
honey girl. No longer. I am a blueberry honey person right now and a raspberry honey, and what was funny is, like, I was just like, "I usually do blackberry honey, can you tell me kind of the difference between blueberry and raspberry?" And this young kid is explaining the nuances of the taste of each one to me,
Oh, it's
and
adorable.
then giving me samples, and I ended up buying some honey. So those are the type of things that I bought at the fair, and there was I love gnomes, especially this time of year. I have a whole collection of Christmas gnomes that I'm not gonna bring out this year because I'm just too tired. And I wanted to get some gnomes, but, they were really expensive and I was after everything I mean, I can justify, like, the artwork because I knew that Joni would really like it, and I could justify the Highland cow. Hey! I love the fact that he's in a hood and he has a hood up.
So that's Tim. He has been out smoking a cigar, and so that's like his, instead of a smoking jacket, it's a smoking hoodie.
He came in so quickly that if you wouldn't have said anything, I would have questioned whether or not I saw that or if
Like
you were haunted.
he had some sort of cigar out of the box, and yeah, and it's very windy out there tonight, so that's why the hood's up.
I love the hood up. But yeah, it was just like there were so many cool things and it wasn't like one of those craft fairs where they have all the MLMs end up taking up all the space
Yeah,
or anything.
like how many sensies are there?
Yeah, I mean, there were people who did have those things, but it was, like, in the middle of their other stuff, and, I mean, it was just, like, really clever, beautiful, cool things, and then, of course, this hoodie, which is our Sabermeat hoodie, our director designs these and, picks out the colors, and she gets our feedback on what we wanna see and stuff, so I was, like, really loving this. I have 2 because I am the type of person that if I really like something, I buy 2, and my friends don't understand this about me, but the thing about it is that one of them will inevitably get bleach on it because I'll be doing laundry and I'm not being careful and get bleach spots on it, so I want one that just stays good, and, I love green. I love green, gray, black, and, I was talking to Chelsea of Solutions, and she actually explained to me what all of that means, and I wish that I remembered what she said, but it was good, where, my love of the color black
Okay,
and
I'm like
right.
black, blue, and gray. Are
Yeah, I'm
my
just I know I feel like, I feel like basically a rainy day, but in the spring. Because, I mean, my color palette is basically Pacific Northwest.
I can see
That's
that. Well, I
yeah,
just
that
put a link for you in the chat. We did a new logo for our nonprofit organization, and so now we have an online, like, print-on-demand store, so, you're reminding me that I need to get a hoodie, but I really love our new logo now because our old one was
mm,
kinda generic looking, and, like, somebody a real graphic designer who, by the way, is actually from the Pacific Northwest,
oh.
did our whole logo, package for us, so
Oh, this is really cool. Is your graphic designer from Washington?
I think Portland, Oregon, I believe.
It would've been so cool if it turned out the graphic designer was Jennifer, who's our executive director.
Oh, it's definitely a guy. But, yeah, one of our board members has a lot of friends out in the Portland area and got somebody to do that for us, so
You know, it's funny because Baltimore looks so much like areas of Portland and areas of Washington, specifically Portland and Seattle,
mm.
because of the way everything looks when I went out there. I mean, this was like 100,000,000 years ago. I was there for a weekend, a long weekend, just walking around just to see what the city was like because 'cause I'd never been there and decided to hop on a plane and go. I
I think
also
it's a cool city.
it is. I was just, like, walking around, and everyone was so friendly,
There
which
are
I didn't.
areas where people are very friendly, yes.
I was in the I don't know if it was a downtown area, but it was, like, businesses area, and it was near the, what is it, like, where there's water.
If you're near water, it's usually a pretty nice area.
Yeah, and there were areas where the streets were, like, brick, which
Oh,
is something
okay.
that we don't have here.
You know, like, a lot of the East Coast cities are very old,
Yeah.
hundreds of years old, which you don't have in, like, other parts of the country.
Mm-mm. No. I mean, and it's so funny because we actually got we have bricks. We use them to brick we have a patio that we made that came from a road. Here, they dug up all the bricks and they were just gonna throw them out, and so Johan one day came home with tons of pallets of bricks,
Oh.
and they were just sitting in our driveway for years until we created a patio using all of those bricks.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
but it's just yeah, it's kinda that I think that's one of the things I met someone, again, 100,000,000 years ago, that was also from Baltimore. And one of the things that he hated about the East Coast was that everything was so old, and what he loved about the West Coast was everything was so new.
That's
And
hilarious. Don't ever go to Europe, dude.
I don't I mean, my dream of dreams is to go to London
I'd love to go
and
to London
to
too.
go to all of the Tudor historic places. And then another I have, like, a few dreams. One, I want to go to the Lochs in is it Scotland?
Oh, like Loch Ness?
Yeah, to see Loch Ness. Did you see that they figured out what Loch Ness was?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna disappoint you. So they figured it out, but every video that I've seen that explains it, it's this long like, they don't just it's like you start the video, they don't just tell you, "Oh, yeah, it's this."
Well,
It
it can,
goes
it's
into the
YouTube.
history and stuff like
It's the
that, and
algorithm.
yeah, and I'm incapable of just sitting and watching something like
Me
that.
too.
I
That's
have
why
to
I
s
don't watch
I'll
videos.
start getting on my phone, I'll get up and leave the room, I'll start playing with the dog, and then all of a sudden it's over, and I have no idea what they discovered. I have watched 3 of these videos so far, trying to figure out and I could just Google it, but I'm not that invested, and so it's just like, "Alright." But I wanna go and see the Loch Ness Monster, and I wanna go to Ireland because that's 10% of my heritage is Ireland.
Okay, me too.
And I want to, I've always wanted to go to, like, Bethlehem and I mean, I mean, can you imagine? It's like if someone just gave me tons of money, my trip was and I wanna go to Tuscany
Yeah,
because
I would love to go to Italy and Greece,
mhm. Oh, yes.
like,
I mean
the island, like the Mykonos and all that, and
and a lot of the places I wanna go is for the food. Like, I
yeah.
wanna go to Thailand. Um,
Oh, yeah, I don't that one's not on my list, but
Thailand is on my list. My friend went, and, the only problem is that it's very, very humid, but still. I just wanna have Thai food in Thailand. And of course, every time I watch a movie that's based in another country, that becomes on my list.
Yeah.
So after watching, like, Crazy Rich Asians, I'm like, "I wanna go to Singapore."
I
And
could
it's like,
do like a Australia, New Zealand, but yeah, I
yes.
don't know.
I almost went there for a conference. I was invited to speak at a conference, and it was gonna be me and Rodney, and I think Rodney and Karen, and a bunch of other people were invited to come, and they were gonna pay for our flights out there and pay for our lodging, which was awesome. They said I can bring someone, so I asked Johan, and he was like, "Hell yeah, I wanna go to it was Australia." But then the person who was putting on the conference put out this white supremacist post.
Oh my god. Oh my god. So, yeah, you can't go to Australia.
But yeah, it turned into a hullabaloo. I don't even remember when that was. It was definitely before the pandemic, years before the pandemic, but yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah, that's a big problem.
And yeah, it was like one of these where we're all calling each other going, "Did you see what they posted?" And it was just like, they were Jewish people and, me, I'm Black, and we have brown and black and all these different a variety of people coming to speak at this event where the host is praising Hitler. And it was just like, oh, not a good move. Then he got mad at us because we all backed out and he blamed us for ruining his event. But we were just like, if you had just Googled it, if you had just Googled it. I mean, there are plenty of amazing people out there. Like, years ago, Bill Cosby said something very spot on. You will not see me praising him for what he said
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just not appropriate.
no.
It's just like so but yeah, oh my god, I just thought about this now, and Dr. Jean Dodds, thank God. It
Oh,
was driving me
yeah.
crazy. Oh my gosh. So, yeah. So, yeah, it was one of those. So, yeah, but I don't really travel that much unless I have to because I have dogs and it's just so much easy and to be honest, I'm blaming the dogs, but it's because of me. I like tomorrow, Thanksgiving, I'm taking Thanksgiving off. I'm staying home because
I'm very
I
kind of jealous of this, by the way.
I just decided this year. It's like, I don't wanna do Thanksgiving this year. And I mean, I'm gonna cook food for myself. Like I went and bought a small prime rib because I love prime rib, and this is the only time of year that I make it. And I can make a mean prime rib in November of every year. If I try to make it in December, it's crap. And prime rib is too expensive to ruin. I mean, you can't really ruin it, but I kind of overcooked it last year when I tried to do it in December. But November, for some reason, spot on. So I have a small prime rib. Um, Stranger Things starts today, so I'm gonna watch some Stranger Things. Claire Danes has a new show that I wanna
Yes.
watch.
Yes, I
Yeah,
might watch that.
and I fell off I was talking to my coworkers, and I fell off of Homeland, and they brought up Homeland again, spoiled the ending for me,
I did
um,
love Homeland.
and I realized that I actually dropped off of Homeland after the end of season 3. So now
Oh,
I just started it up with season 4. And I'm gonna
that
finish
was
off
such a good
Homeland.
show, yeah.
I mean, that's a lot to do in a day.
Oh, yeah,
I have a
that's
lot of plans for tomorrow.
yeah.
But basically, I just want to have a day where I just veg out and, wear my clean pajamas and um, and watch TV and make my prime rib and my green bean casserole because that's what I love too. And there you go. And
He
just
just
hang out with my
almost
dog.
jumped in my lap,
How much does she weigh?
like a good 50, but it feels like more than that when it's on your spleen. I don't know why she's so shot out of a cannon today. She had a car ride and a game.
My dogs are just chilling. They're relaxing. Zoe's doing so well, knock
Good.
on wood. I need to, have you done any Black Friday shopping this year yet?
Yes. Oh, it's for Tim for his birthday mostly. His birthday's December 11th. And
Hmm.
then I am gonna do some stuff for the dogs and maybe me. Are you on this Quince? It's on all of my podcasts. Have you ever ordered clothes from them?
Mm-mm.
So I might order some stuff from Quince if they have a good discount. All my podcasts are like, oh, use this code or this link, and then it's like you get free shipping.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Yeah. So if that's the Black Friday sale, I don't know if I'll be ordering anything, but I saw like this purse that I want on there, so I really need a new purse. So
Yeah, my Black Friday for myself, I bought a new pair of rubber boots because someone in this house destroyed my other pair, which were very expensive.
was it Johan?
No, it was Buffy. Buffy destroyed my rubber boots. I was so mad. I mean, it's my fault because I left them out, but I just hate the fact that I'm waiting for her to grow out of this. But, they were from Cabela's. They were just my great I can slip my foot into them and run outside real quick in the rain. And so my new pair are arriving next week. And, so that's what I bought for myself. The rest is basically for the dogs.
Oh, I did order makeup and my favorite hair care products. 'Cause it's like I usually order those, like, once a year because when, like, the Black Friday sale,
Yeah.
and then I, like, kinda stock up for the year, so I did order those, and
I
then I
need
got
to
Tim
order
his
makeup
Tommy
brushes
Johns.
because I get new makeup brushes every year for Black Friday. And then I got some WinPro Pet because
Ooh,
they're allergy chews. I give those
yes.
to Buffy, and their joint chews I give to the other dogs. And so I ordered some of that because I think it's not a big sale. It's 25% off, but 25%
That's
off
a
is
pretty
better than
good sale.
nothing. Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
And I ordered what else did I get?
I like their dental chews too, I might be
Yeah. Yeah,
reminded
I
to
have some
order.
of those. I'm trying to think. I don't know what else I gotten. I know, Adored Beast is gonna have a sale. Oh, I got some essential oils. Adored Beast has a sale. Jope has their sale is
Oh,
discount on your recurring order, so I just apply the discount to my next order.
they have a new product.
Oh,
Joe
what?
has a new product. They have a new gut support product.
Look at them expanding out.
Yeah. So you reminded me, I might have to check that one out.
Yeah. Yeah, I just so I can't remember. I know I ordered a couple other things, and I still have other things that I need to order. But basically, this is when I don't there's a lot of stuff I don't need to stock up on because I already did. Um, there's a few things that I wanna get. Like, I wanna get to I'm gonna go see if Gold Standard Herbs is having a Black Friday
Oh, that's a
sale
good one,
because
yeah.
they're is it Lumbrex?
Mhm.
I give that to Zoe, and she's just I mean, it's so hilarious watching her because there was for a second, I was a little worried because she was having trouble jumping up and down off the couch, but I started with the glutathione, and then when I went through this I mean, I got a ton of samples. And so when I went through all of those, I switched her to the Max Life. And so she gets Max Life, not every day, but probably 4 days.
I might wanna try those with Nino, especially because he's kinda turned into a lumpy, bumpy old man,
Y
and I'm like, I wonder if that would help.
I mean, it's I'm seeing her do that, and I still use the Clarity by, Myco Dog, but I'm alternating it with Daily Dog from Real Mushrooms, and I usually do Clarity, because I do the mushrooms, thanks to our chat. I do the Clarity in the evening and the daily mushrooms in the morning, just so that she has it, and so increasing that has helped, and I think the Max Life has helped. I mean, you never really know what is really the zinger, and being consistent with the, Gold Standard Herbs and just watching her, just doing a run up to the sofa and jumping up, and I'm like, "Look at her go."
Well, we completed Nino's, shockwave therapy,
Oh, yeah.
did 4 rounds of that, and I guess in the future, it's like we can always come back anytime, but we don't have anything else, like, currently scheduled, but I'm really pleased with how that has helped him with his bicep tendinitis,
Oh, nice.
and he is able to jump on and off the bed now. We've been trying not to let him, and he's a little more tolerant with letting Tim pick him up and put him up in
Oh.
bed, but he does usually jump down on his own in the morning because he gets annoyed waiting for Tim to get out of bed. And so I can tell the difference in, like, he's not like, he was, like, being really careful about how like, the angle that he took, and he would kinda,
Mhm.
like, pull that front leg up when he landed, and it's like, now he just jumps off, and I can really tell the difference, so I'm really pleased with that. And, poor Nino's had these ongoing stomach issues, and we went and saw our vet, and, we went and did I love working with, like, an integrative type, holistic type vet that's not under the gun on time and, like, trying to get you out of there as quick as humanly possible, because we really went through, like, his whole history back from as long as we've had him again, and we think we might have touched on something that's the cause of his issues, and
Mhm.
unfortunately, I don't think there's anything we can really do to help it, short of maybe perhaps having some kind of surgical intervention, which, I'm not super inclined to do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to share this with everybody just in case anybody else has ever run into this. Either they're having the same issue or if they've ever encountered this and been able to solve it. But Nino had 2 surgeries early on when we got him for foreign body removals. One of them was not our fault. He was adopted to us with pieces of a car tire in his belly, and those had to be removed. Then, about a year or 2 after he had been with us, he ate a piece of his toy and ended up having a surgery to remove those. When they
Mhm.
did the second surgery, you've seen, he's a big, broad-chested dude. They convinced us to do a gastropexy. So that's
Uh-huh.
that preventive surgery to prevent dogs from ever having bloat, where they kind of are like sewing the stomach lining to the inside of their body. And our theory is that either because he's older now, the surgery happened so long ago, things change and move, or because it's been such a chronic problem his whole life, perhaps this has been going on since the time of
Mhm.
that second surgery. But we think that there is something about how they did that surgery that causes his lower esophageal sphincter to not close all the way. And
Mhm.
that's what's causing all of the reflux, especially when he lays down at night, that all comes up. It always seems to be worse overnight.
Yeah.
And so we don't think that there's anything because we have done all of the things, all the things, both holistic, over the counter, prescription, all the things that you're supposed to do. And this is a constant issue. And this is kind of like our working hypothesis is this is why this has always been such a problem.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy
throwing
how
it out there.
that can happen. I mean if we think about just even the accidents we get into when we're young, where we feel like we bounce back from it, but then when we get older, like, because 'cause I've been rear-ended a gazillion times
3
because
times. Once
it's,
by my husband.
it's like, "Geez Louise." And now I have just chronic back issues because of the damage over the years, and it's not one in fact, they thought that I was just in a really bad accident, but then when they looked, they were like, "Oh, this has been ongoing," and it wore my back down. And so I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, the same thing can happen to our dogs. I also wonder what, you know, not specifically with your dogs, but with, when I look at my dogs, what stress does to them. So, because we both have rescue dogs, the time in their life before we get them, we
It's
don't
such an
know,
unknown, yeah.
yeah, what they experienced. And even though they're happy and they live in the moment and stuff, I feel like that can make some huge shifts and change. I mean, that's one of the reasons why. I mean, I used to believe that if like in exposure therapy, like if I exposed my dog to something enough, they'll get used to it and they'll be fine. Where I was just making it worse and worse. And which is why I don't walk Bella on the Centennial Trail. She's absolutely miserable, but she does really great on the property.
That's how Nino is with cars. Like,
Yeah.
no matter how many times we take him in the car, he's gonna flip the hell out every time, and I've done, like, "Let's get in the car, and then let's get out of the car," and, we've done all
Yeah.
of those attempts, and I mean, and with Nino, it's like we know that Baltimore City Animal Control seized him from a bad situation, and Baltimore City Animal Control is, like, notoriously understaffed. Like, at one point, there was only, like, I don't know, 5 people for, like, the whole city,
Oh,
and so
wow.
it was like, if something's bad enough that they're actually coming in to do something, like, it's gotta be bad, you know?
Yeah.
And so I've always thought that, and then I also but lately, Rita Hogan did like a spay neuter seminar, and then Dr. Becker and Dr. Peter Tobias did like a whole week long seminar on spay neuter. And because all of our rescue dogs are getting spayed and neutered, when you look into what that does with the effects and how that can even cause anxiety, it's like if they already have something existing, the hormonal I mean, think of what we're going through with all
I
this
know,
perimenopause,
and I feel
these
so okay.
and we're taking these young dogs and performing
Yes.
hysterectomies on them, and then, like, wondering why they have, like, weird behavior issues, you know? Like, I saw something online recently that said, "Menopause is just cougar puberty."
Well, have you seen that woman? I went back to TikTok, by the way,
Oh,
but
I saw.
she's on TikTok. Oh, yeah, you saw my post. But I found her originally on TikTok, and now I follow her on Instagram and Facebook, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, it's the We Do Not Care Club.
Oh, yes, 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 I get that,
And,
yes.
and I watched a video today where she was on Sherry Shepherd's show. Actually, someone came across her, and they were watching it on Sherry Shepherd's show, which is so huge. But I love her videos so much because it's just like, yeah, I this is how I am, but I'm 54 years old, and I'm lucky because I am not feeling the worst of, like, some of the symptoms I have. I have friends or people confess to experiencing. Like, I don't have the mood swings. I do have hot flashes, but they're, like, really quick, and they're not really annoying. The only thing that's really annoying about the hot flashes is when I straighten my hair and I get it perfectly bone straight, and then right after I finish, I'll sweat out the roots, and I'm just like, with just one hot flash, and it's like, "Thank you." And I'm just like, I'm just gonna own it. It's like, "Fine, this is just my life."
Have you seen the video online of the woman who's at a football game and it's cold outside and you can see, like, when they're talking and, like, you can see their breath and she's having a hot flash and there's literally,
Oh, and
like,
it's
steam coming off her head from the hot
whoa,
flash?
no. Oh my gosh. I think the worst hot flash experience I had was when I first started experiencing perimenopause, and I was in Vegas, and I was meeting with a brand, and we sat out on a balcony, and I was already really hot and uncomfortable, and this is when my hot flashes were like, like dripping sweat hot flashes, and thank God that is behind me, and I'm with this woman, and she's narrating my hot flash as it's going on. And I'm just looking at her, just thinking, "One day you will be here, and I hope to God that you have someone that's sitting here going, 'What is wrong with you? Oh my God, you're sweating everywhere.'" I mean, just she narrated in front of an audience,
Oh my god.
narrated people. And when she was done, I just basically said, "Don't ever speak to me again." And I got up and I left. And but it's just like, so young ladies out there,
It's gonna happen to you.
yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy life as it is. Enjoy being able to just enjoy things without having to consider, like, for instance, layers, because you're going to get hot. And so you wanna make the right layer choices. But,
Enjoy being able to look at your damn phone without needing glasses.
you know, no, the worst part is taking pictures of something so you can
Can
expand
zoom
it and
it,
make it
yes.
bigger so that you can see it. Good gravy, it sucks. I mean, there's so many things, just some days I can touch my toes and some days I can just bend halfway. And,
I never thought it would happen to me, and I turned 45 last year and it was like the wheels fell off the bus. It was like literally the day after my birthday last year, the hot flashes started. And it was going to Super Zoo and trying to check in on the hotel room on, like, this iPad at, like, 1 in the morning Vegas time, which is, like, 4 in the morning Baltimore time, and I'm like, I can't see this freaking iPad." That's how I found out I
Yeah.
needed reading glasses.
I mean, it's a lot. There's a lot going on. When we're just sitting there, it's a lot going on. We're juggling a lot right now. And so it's just like it's a wonder. It's like actually I give a lot of people grace because now I look back and like some of the conflicts I have with other women and I'm like, they were probably having a really rough day.
Yeah.
They're just having, just it's okay. We can just let that go.
It's funny you
Just
say that, would say about having grace. I had a situation recently where twice in a row, my therapist, like, messed up our appointment times and, like, wasn't there when, like, I thought we were going to be there. And I'm like, a part of me is, like, starting to get, like, a complex of, like, "Oh god, is it so horrible my therapist doesn't wanna be here?" And we just had like, one time she was, like, really sick, another time it was, like, a legit like, she had it for, like, the next week or I don't know, I think I might have even been the wrong that time. But anyway, and then she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, like, if you have any feelings about this, like, please share it with me." And I was just like, "It just should happen," you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna other than making a joke maybe about it, like, I'm not gonna ever, like, hold that against somebody, and I guess I just want people to just have grace if I screw something up, so I try to always extend that to other people? That's just been a theme in my life recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, that's just it is like, I am not a perfect person. So I I'm not a perfect person, just leave it at that. But you probably saw my toxic trait.
Oh, yeah, I was like, "Why are you on TikTok?" Like, you're on TikTok 5 minutes and you're, like, in a fight, like, I just love it.
It's just like and what's funny is that before that happened, I saw I made one of my reels, which and my reels are usually, clips from movies or TV shows, and I just changed the quote at the top to make it funny. And one of them was, my toxic trait is staying in a conversation with the pet professional who is anti-raw for long enough to see how many times they're going to tell me some myth or lie about raw feeding. And I'm just going to basically keep the conversation going until they get fed up and block me. And then the very next day, I have this long drawn out conversation with this woman on TikTok where it was so funny because she decided that my video of a meal prep was telling people that kibble is bad. And I was just like, "Yeah," and I had to keep pointing out to her that you're the one who keeps bringing up kibble. My stuff and I was like, "Where exactly did I" she's like, "Well, it infers." And I'm like, "No, no, no, no." Yeah, I was like, "That's not" I was like, "You're projecting." But yeah, that was a fun conversation. It went on for a couple days before she, yes, blocked me. But, for anyone else who doesn't know me very well, whenever I get into those type of discussions, I am a screenshot queen because everything is content, and I just had a feeling that this was gonna be good, so as we were going along, I was taking screenshots of our conversation, and thank goodness because she blocked me, and when you block someone, all the comments go away. So I was able to keep the entire conversation, and I didn't wanna put her on blast and, like, post the screenshot, so I just created a fun carousel just to show the back and forth, and it's funny because one of the reasons why I don't have a Facebook page anymore is because I actually think I don't get angry when I'm in those discussions because I've been in those discussions for so many times over the years that I know exactly how it's gonna go. It starts with someone stating what they consider is a fact. When you ask them for support, they ignore it and kinda pivot the discussion a little bit and try to put it back on you. Then there's lots of gaslighting as they try to convince you that you're the one that's wrong and they're the one that's right, or you're the one that's bullying them and they were just trying to have fun and share some information or something. Something like that. And then I just continue clarifying, well, no, that's not what's happening. This is what's happening. And I just continue clarifying and asking for support, clarifying and asking for support. And usually they eventually just block me. And the reason why I don't mind doing it is because I think of people who are following along, because I want people to see that these people who come out and talk about how dangerous raw feeding is, they have no support for anything that they say. Whereas I can provide you with studies and articles and FDA reports about kibble, but they can't do the same for raw feeding. I mean, yes, they can go into the FDA and find, recalls for Darwin's pet, but they can't find class action lawsuits
Yeah.
against raw
I
food
just
brands.
saw a $5.5 million settlement for a kibble contamination suit, that was a
Mhm.
class action against several kibble companies. And the funny thing was, I didn't even know about this one. It
Yeah,
wasn't even a vitamin D or,
yeah.
one of the ones
I
I
mean,
was familiar with.
and that's just and the thing about it is that, what I find interesting is from people who are anti-raw, they become so passionate about proving that raw is bad and kibble is fine. Raw is bad as kibble is fine, but they're not willing to address the fact, like because I did bring up the fact that, this is what, and I didn't say kibble is bad. I just say, this is why I don't feel comfortable feeding kibble to my dogs. And she was like, well, yeah, those are things that you're going to, you would think that she would say, well, of course, this is what you're going to experience if you're feeding a really low quality kibble. No, her response was, the bigger the company is, the more likely you're going to experience. And it's like, that's a terrible argument.
Not
You're
at
basically
all.
just telling me that all the big companies who are backed by all the studies and all these veterinarians and all of these things, that they're guaranteed to have issues because they're so big. And it's like, and if I can't feed them, if I can't trust them, plus I need to stay away from old Roy, where does that leave me, ma'am? But I loved her comment that just said, "Sincerely, pet nutritionist," or something of the sort, because it's just like, okay. But it's just like, I mean, it's so funny because people will ask I've had people ask me, well, and again, why I said one of the reasons why I got off of Facebook is because I just think this is funny. And there were people on Facebook that would give me such a hard time for engaging in the discussion. And they're like, I just think and you're making us all look bad by engaging in the discussion. But it's like, I'm not being mean. I'm not being rude. I'm just stating facts. And it's just sort of like, and I think that this is something that we should do. We should feel comfortable stating the facts, because whether they block us or not, I feel like I hope that I planted a seed. I hope that even if this person walks away and goes, well, I'm going to prove it to the next person, so I'm going to actually have all the facts ready at hand. And she goes out there and realizes that she can't find any. Just maybe, maybe she'll not, the next video she comes across at someone feeding raw, she'll just keep scrolling because she won't bother them about it. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I just think it's funny. It's my toxic trait. So I'm looking at you. Wait a minute. I thought I opened that study, but I guess I didn't. Oh, here it is. So Dog Food Advisor,
Yeah, are you
who
familiar with
I
that website?
that's the one that does all the recall reports.
They do, yes. And I was noticing they started in 2008, which was after the big melamine thing, so I thought that was interesting too.
I really like them.
I do and I don't, because I they don't have what I consider to be, like, the quality raw food brands on there,
No.
and so I just thought that was really interesting. Like, they have some raw food brands on there, and I don't have a problem with it, but it's like, there's no Green Juju or Solutions or any of
Mhm.
the ones that I would buy. Like, nothing that's, like, on Susan Thixton's list is on their website, and I just found that strange.
What I found interesting
So
is
they did a survey of, like, over 10,000 pet parents, which they are saying is one of the biggest surveys of pet parents ever about, particularly about food. So yeah, I found some of these findings interesting.
Yeah, I thought what I liked was the fact that more people are interested, which is great for us and other people who create content in this space, that so many people are interested in feeding a better quality meal. They believe that if they feed a better quality diet, their dogs will live
Yeah,
longer.
94%. And I was thinking like that this is probably people, it's probably not like the people that are listening to our podcast, right? It's
Mhm.
probably more of like the normie Gen Pop pet parents, but they're the pet parents like who care. Like they're trying to
Yeah,
do a good job and like this is like their source of like trying to vet things and stuff, you know? And so I thought that's a good market to understand. So yeah, I
I
like
think
having this
so.
kind of data.
And it's well, I think it was interesting is that for people who think who people who may be listening and they want to be able to share information, they wanna share content, and they kind of feel like, "Why should I bother?" Because I see people like, I invited, a veterinarian to come onto the podcast, and I'm gonna get in touch with him maybe Friday to
Oh, awesome.
buckle that down. He's great. And he's, like, so excited, so it makes me feel so good.
Oh, good.
He's so excited. He was, like, so shocked that we would ask him. We're like, "Are you kidding? We love your content."
Yeah.
But, when you look at some of these people where they barely get any, like, likes or comments and stuff because they're new, and so they're building up, and so it can feel discouraging because, I mean, I don't get tons of likes and comments and stuff, none of us are going to be like, you know, Dr. Becker and Rodney Habib, and I think we should stop comparing ourselves to them. I think we should stop comparing ourselves to anyone, but I think that it's so cool to, like, if you have an Instagram and you happen to like there's, what is it? What Buddy Eats? The fact that she shares her dog's me I love her pictures because she shares her dog's meal, then she shares her dog dancing around waiting to be fed. But, this is a person that doesn't have a huge following, but she gets a lot of engagement because we all love her posts, just to see her dog and see those meals, and those are the type of things where I'm going to do a soft shift, but good news. My mom, who told me when she got her first dog, she now has two, she wanted to know what to feed her dog, but she was not interested in feeding any type of cooked. And no, I'm not doing any of that. She has now started cooking for her dog. And when she told me what she cooks for her dog, I listened and I was just like, that sounds great. I was like, have you considered mixing the kibble into that? Because, and she was just like, "No, why would I do that?" And I'm like, "Well, based on what you told me, it's like you're feeding young dogs and there's no calcium in that diet." And I just started listing, just sort of like there was a lot of nutrients that were missing from her diet, probably like definitely over 15, but I just stuck with the ones that she knows about. And I just explained that, these are the type of things that are missing, and it's like, and these are things that a growing puppy definitely needs, and so I would definitely suggest be still feeding them their kibble. And she's like, "Well, they don't like their kibble." And I was like, "Well, mix it in with the food that you're making, so they'll eat that because you wanna make sure they get that." And I was like, "And then in the meantime, I will formulate recipes." I was like, "They're gonna have up to, like, 10, 11 ingredients, and I will formulate them and then send them to you, and I'll stick to things that you can get at your store that you can feed to your dogs." And she's like, "I will definitely do that." This
Oh,
is, like,
I love
completely
it.
different from the woman who first got a dog, and when she would call me and ask me questions, and she was just, like, impatient with me and was just like, "Ugh, I don't wanna do any of this." Now, all of a sudden, after a year of dealing with allergies and itchiness and all of these type of things, she's just like, again, them not eating their food, she's like, "I'm wasting so much food because they won't eat it. So I'm paying for this food and I'm throwing it out because they won't eat it."
Hmm.
So she's ready to do cooked food. So
Wow.
I share that to say you never know who's paying attention.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to impact. And social media, I mean, although blogging has kind of died away, I mean, I have my newsletter and I'm thankful to everyone who subscribed and actually opens up the email and reads it. But my blog, it's not, the website will always be there, but the blog is done. Like
Wow.
my traffic has now gone to zero. No one is visiting my website now.
The end of an era, Kimberly,
I know,
like,
right?
if there's grief with that, I can understand that.
I mean, it's crazy just to look at it. There was a time when I got 250,000 hits a month
Wow.
on my blog, and now it's 0. And I feel like if I do get a hit, it's someone who accidentally came across it. But,
It's
but,
probably some of us still have, links to save, it's probably that kind of
I
thing.
know I went through and I redirected all of the popular things to raw feeder life, but yeah, it's like, things are changing and social media is where it's at. A lot of people spend their time on social media. It was really hard to make the decision to shut down my Facebook page because I had over like almost 40,000
Yeah.
followers on Facebook. And a lot of people, they stick with a social media platform and that's where they stay. And so
Yeah,
I
I'm not
basically
learning anything new at this point?
yeah, well, it's like Facebook was for me in my experience, I just find Facebook to be a little more toxic
Agree.
than Instagram.
And I
Instagram's
blame the boomers for that, but okay.
yes.
Or maybe it's just
It's
my father, sorry, I don't know. I don't be
it is, it's like people are just mean, and it's just like, I see I've actually had to unfriend a few, I had to unfriend a local person because the stuff that she was posting was like, "Wow, I can't see this," and it was one of those usually I'll just hide people, but her stuff was so outrageously dark that I was like, "I can't have you in my circle." And it's like and a few of us felt the same way, and so now she's no longer speaking to us because we were like, "We wanna be friends with you, we just don't wanna see your content on social media." But she decided that, "No, I don't want anything to do with you," which is her choice, but and it's okay 'cause I mean, I'm not crying about it. But Facebook can be pretty dark, and, Instagram just can be a lot of fun. There's a discussion, a dog trainer on Instagram that started a discussion. A lot of people are talking about washing your dog's bowls, but his post went a bit crazy with the comments of people saying, "This is so stupid. You don't need to wash your dog's bowls. My dogs eat all kinds of crazy stuff. Who cares if his bowl is gross?" And we're cracking up. Like, we have like a discussion within the discussion where we're cracking up. Like, these are the nastiest people. It's like, my head is like, if they come to your potluck, don't eat their food because
Gotta leave
I
it
mean,
in that bowl.
it's so easy. When you add water, it's so easy to rinse out the bowl. But what blows me away is the person who asked me, "Ooh, you wash their dish out in the sink?" And I'm like, Should I do it in the toilet? What does that mean? What do you is your dog okay?" I mean, it's just like, what is happening? But yeah, that was, it's funny because there's a whole world out there of people who are not have not been exposed to people like us. So if you're
Say that
worried that
again.
there are too many people creating content, there are so many dog lovers who have not come across us. You will find your space, and it's better to get started now so that when they start finding you, you have all the information, you've worked out all the kinks. So yeah, go
And you
for it.
never there's a I always forget, right? Like, there's always constantly people, getting a dog for the first time, or
Mhm.
maybe they have a dog and now suddenly it's developed allergies for the first time, or,
Mhm.
they adopted a new dog and the new dog has a health problem that they've never encountered before. Because yeah, there's sometimes where it can start to feel, especially if you're somebody who's following a lot of that kinda content already, it'll start to feel, oversaturated, or that
Mhm.
there's nothing left to be said. But then, I don't know, I'm just through all of the different things that I do, from nonprofit work to the other podcasts, it's like there's always, new people finding you and needing to learn things or encountering something for the first time, and so,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's never too late.
I mean, because I do not I wish I could remember what post it was. I can sort of visualize it, but I can't remember the account that was about histamine overload. And I saw that a few days before Buffy started itching, and so my experience with Rodrigo plus that post completely shaped how I treated her allergies, and now she's over there eating something that I know I don't wanna know about.
It's a sock.
I know, she found something, and I'm just gonna let it go. Golly, she's weird. But her allergies are gone. And I'm actually slowly reintroducing bone broth. I think that's as far as I'm gonna push it, and probably this spring, I'll back off again. But, yeah, she's doing really well.
Good.
So but, yeah, I think it should be good. So what are your plans for tomorrow? Since you know I'm gonna be in pajamas watching TV, eating prime rib.
Yeah, we go over to my parents' house, but Tim has to make 10 pounds of mashed potatoes for me first. Like, that's to me, it's all about the mashed potatoes from scratch, and then my mom does, like, the real gravy with, like, the drippings from the
Mhm.
turkey and that's literally, like that's really all I care about. I could literally just eat a whole like, I usually eat, like, a little bit of, the normal stuff, and then I'll just have, like, a whole big plate of mashed potatoes and gravy because that's what I'm here for.
I the first time I made mashed potatoes from scratch, it was actually Johan bought me, a KitchenAid for Christmas years ago, and he bought it for me so I can use for making dog food, but I never did because it's like a 8-quart bowl,
Well,
maybe
we
6
don't
quart.
even mix them. He does it all by hand, like,
Yeah, I can't even imagine
it's
because
more like the
it's a lot.
smashed potato type, and he leaves the
Yeah,
chicken
it's a lot of work, but I made mashed potatoes, and it was so good. I mean, with the butter and the milk and
I mean, he does butter and garlic, and he puts
oh, I
cream in
know.
them, and yeah.
And I have maybe I'll have to make some potatoes too because I have, this truffle butter
Mm.
that's, right? It is delicious. I'm gonna have that with my prime my prime rib, but I do have mashed potatoes. I actually have potatoes on the counter because I'm also gonna be making, for breakfast, potato pancakes.
Ah.
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe we have some of those, like, cinnamon rolls in the fridge. There's nothing healthy about them, but, we have them, like, once or twice a year, so, yeah, maybe we'll have those tomorrow morning.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and, I made a cake. So Johan's birthday was Halloween,
Oh,
and I went and bought him a cake, and his family didn't really eat much of it. They had a little piece, but we brought it home, and he finished it off, and he was just like he's like, "I really like cake," and I was like, "I didn't realize you really liked cake so much." So I decided to bake him a cake, and it
aw.
was funny because I wasn't feeling well one day, and then, when I started feeling well, I got up and I'm gonna bake a cake today. And I decided that it was a chocolate cake, but I wanted to have a hint of coconut in it. So I put coconut flour in it, not remembering that the
Oh,
coconut flour
very
would
dense.
yeah, and well, the cake wouldn't stay together. I mean, it
Yeah,
did stay together, but it yeah, it was a
like
mess.
yeah, it
But I
doesn't have
did
the,
it
like, hold stick togetherness
yeah.
power, yeah.
But I did make it, and I made it, like, with 2 different types of frosting, so, like a buttercream frosting and a chocolate frosting, and it actually was a very good cake,
I
but now I
highly
have to
recommend cassava flour, which is a gluten-free flour that's a pretty, like, one-to-one replacement for wheat flour, and it
Oh.
doesn't taste
Right.
weird or awkward or, or
I
like,
know.
"This is a weird texture," like,
Yeah.
it's the closest one I've ever found.
Okay, well, I'll have to check that out. But, yeah, so I was proud of myself for baking a cake, and so
That's awesome.
I'm trying to cook something really cool at least once a month, and so I mean, this month will be 2 things because last week I made, well, it's called Marry Me Chicken, but I
Oh, I've
wish
heard of that, or
but, yeah,
engagement.
it's so easy to make, and it's so delicious, and so I made that last week because we had a ton of chicken, and I didn't want it to go bad, and then this week it'll be the prime rib.
I've been joking that Tim is in his ramen era. And he's been, like, ordering all these different ramen noodles from, like, all over the world, and then, he makes, like, these elaborate, like, ramen bowls where he, like, chops up all this stuff, and he'll, like, cook up a small, like, skinny steak and, like, chop that up in it or, like, a chicken breast or shrimp and then he's putting, like, an egg on top, and he has, like, the big bowls and, like, he can eat with chopsticks. I'm not that coordinated, but, like, he's been, like, on this big fancy ramen bowl
So
era.
he basically the ramen that's on the package, like, when we go and buy ramen and we see the picture on the package, that's what he's making.
Yeah, he's making, like, the really, like, fancy kind,
The really
not like the one you're in
we think we're
college.
getting when we buy ramen from Costco,
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like that's just not what's getting what we're getting.
Yeah, not like when you're in college and would just, like, live off ramen, not like that.
The ramen that you sometimes just snack on.
Yeah, like, I don't know, I can't like, the packages are in, like, Korean or something, like, I don't even know what he's got going on, we
No,
get
there's
these
a
weird
place.
boxes, and I'm like, "What are the like, are we paying
I
tariffs
know,
on
I know.
noodles right now?
That's
Like,
what I
what's
was
going
wondering.
on?"
It's like, what are the tariffs on these?
I don't ask.
I know I have a bunch of ramen in our pantry, and because I was like, I'm gonna make real ramen, like with all the ingredients, but I haven't gotten there yet. Maybe that'll be my December thing where I'm just constantly making ramen. So I can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, so well, I guess that's
Alright.
it.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Thanks for listening, guys.